Hi, I'm Amber Merriweather, and I'm here to discuss in this video a plan to communicate effectively with faculty and other team members while you're building curriculum, especially dealing with higher education. I think it's really important to talk about how effective communication can be really difficult with adults. I primarily work with younger children, and it's very easy when you have someone who's younger to let them know, well, here's what I'm thinking, and they'll tell you what they're thinking. And most of the time, because you're the adult, they come to see your point of reasoning, probably because you know what you're talking about, and they don't, and they're there to learn. But as we get older, we get more set in our ways, and we think we're right. When people tell me that I am wrong about something, the first thing I think of is, I'm not wrong, I'm right, you're dead wrong. And that does not open up for a lot of good discussion. It doesn't make it efficient to communicate with someone else who's your age and who doesn't see the world like you do. There are so many things that I see in such a deadpan way that when someone says, well, this is how I see this issue, that I'm like, you're wrong. And it's something I argue with even with my closest friends and family. I have a cousin where she thinks because I don't like Taylor Swift, I'm crazy, and I think she's crazy for liking Taylor Swift, considering all of the things that I think Taylor Swift has done wrong. But communication requires us both to be open and to listen to each other. And when she listens to me, I'm more open to listen to her. And when I listen to her, she's more open to listen to me. It can be really hard in an academic setting to communicate because they're not particularly built for communication, especially when you're teaching in a classroom environment where it's more of a, let me lecture you, here's information you need to learn, here's what I need you to do, come back to me next week with what I need done. It doesn't really foster healthy environments for communication, and that can make it really hard. And I think another, and probably the biggest reason, is we underestimate how much we need communication. I personally don't think that communication is just limited to face-to-face interactions. I think you can communicate in a variety of ways. But people really underestimate how much we communicate, how much time we put into talking back to our students, and how much time we put into actually listening to what they're saying. If you are a professor known around campus for having a class that is particularly difficult, or being a particularly difficult professor to work with, that's not a good look on you. That's not something to be proud of. That means your students feel like they can't communicate with you, and they can't have any open and honest exchange. But there are some very, very good practices for being more efficient in our communications. And I would like to discuss one or two. Well, actually, I would like to discuss more than one or two. But let's discuss some of those. First is when you are creating curriculum and figuring out, is it working? Is it not working? Where's more scaffolding going to be needed? What can I do to make it easier for my students to learn? You have to meet regularly. You have to know what's going on. You have to be inclusive. You have got to invite everyone to the table. You got to listen to everyone's opinion. You have to be transparent. You have to be concise. You have to be clear. That is something I cannot stress enough. You have to be clear, concise, and transparent. You have got to know why you're communicating with these people. And I think one of the easiest things that is also one of the hardest things is just being respectful. When someone disagrees with you, all you have to do is show them a little bit of respect. Just listen to them. Be respectful because that will give you respect back. I would like to discuss a scenario where a disagreement can occur. Let's say you have a student who is a first-time student in college. They are just becoming an adult learner, and they don't know how to manage their time. But to them, they are managing their time very wisely because they come to class and they still make it to a party. But their work is suffering. You have to learn how to de-escalate those situations, and one of the most efficient ways to de-escalate something is to honestly listen to what they're saying and just listen. Thank you for listening to me talk. I hope that these views that I have are something that you can listen to, and I hope they give you some ways to also learn how to communicate more effectively with your faculty members. Like, I'm going to have to learn how to communicate and know that it's okay for me to be wrong, even when I think I'm right. Thank you.